Game of Life training.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm really excited today to talk about this subject. What is Jesus Christ? Stick with me because I'm going to drop some things here today that you're not going to probably, maybe you've never even heard it this way. Who knows? But it's worth a listen, and it's my testimony, or at least I'll be giving some of my testimony during this whole thing. Welcome to your drive live at 5. No jive. My name is Aaron David Spiegel with Game of Life Training. Training for the game of life. It's the stuff they don't teach you in school. And it takes people a lifetime to get this stuff a lot of times. If you can get it younger, that's great. That's the whole idea. I love working with younger people that are, I mean, I would love to work with kids, really. 7, 8, 6, 9, anywhere, somewhere after that. I mean, because they're like sponges. Anyway, so the question is, what is Jesus Christ? And I put it that way because most people would say, who is Jesus Christ? Who is Jesus Christ? And what I found to be is Jesus Christ is more like a state of consciousness. It's the state of being. I would describe it as knowing that you are one with everything in this world. That's how I would describe it. And you have access to the resources of all the states when you realize it, which is the Christ consciousness. And it also gives you discernment in situations where you can see what you couldn't once see. So you're on your path to that right here, right now. Or you maybe already know that, and I'm just here to reinforce it or remind you. So I asked ChatGPT to say what Jesus Christ was, and I'm going to just go ahead and read it to you. Oh, sorry. It says, what is the state of Jesus Christ or Christ consciousness? The state of Jesus Christ can be understood in different ways depending on theological, mystical, or philosophical perspectives. Christian perspective, the divine and human nature of Christ. In traditional Christianity, the state of Jesus Christ refers to his dual nature as both fully divine and fully human. His state can be broken down into pre-incarnate state. Before taking human form, Christ existed as the Logos, John 1:1. 2. Incarnate state. His time on earth as Jesus of Nazareth, embodying God's will in human form. And number 3, glorified state. After his resurrection, Christ ascended to heaven and reigns as king, offering salvation. And then it says mystical and esoteric perspective, Christ consciousness. The term Christ consciousness is more commonly found in mystical, New Age, and esoteric traditions. It refers to an enlightened state of awareness where a person embodies divine love, wisdom, and unity with God. Some key ideas include universal awareness, seeing all creation as interconnected, unconditional love and compassion, living in harmony with all beings, inner divinity, recognizing the divine within oneself and others, self-transcendence, moving beyond ego to higher spiritual understanding. This perspective aligns with Eastern traditions like Hinduism and Buddhism, where Christ consciousness is likened to samadhi, deep spiritual realization, or bodhi, awakening. So yeah, that's what ChatGPT has to say about your Christ consciousness. And so, yeah, what does that mean? Well, I'd say where I'm going to go through some Bible verses too, because this is kind of how I got it. It's kind of how I understood it, and I'm so excited to share it with you. So let me just go back there, and we'll go through the verses here. The first verse is John 10:30, and it says, I and the Father are one. And what that means is Jesus is saying, I and the Father are one. So if the Father and Jesus are one, that means there is one. I'm going to keep going because this will bring it all together. It says 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves to see whether you are in the faith. Test yourselves. Do you not realize that that Christ Jesus is in you, unless of course you failed the test? And if Christ Jesus is in you and God and Christ are one, wouldn't that make you one with God as well? If God is one power and you can't separate out from the whole, then wouldn't that make you one with God as well? Here's another verse. It's Deuteronomy 6:4, and it says, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And it said that this is the highest of the commandments. So, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. That means there is one God. That means there is one creator, one. And if Jesus Christ is in you, then where would you find him? Well, here's the dropping the bomb thing on you that you might want to sit back and I don't know, don't leave, but I'm going to say it. The eternal body of man is the imagination, and that is Christ himself. So, where do you find Christ? In your imagination. It's the beginning, or there is no beginning, there is no end. Nothing is impossible within your imagination. I'm gonna go on again. It says, this is another verse. It says Deuteronomy 32:39. See, now that I myself am he, there is no good besides me. Oh, God besides me. I put to death and I bring to life. I have wounded and I will heal, and no one can deliver out of my hand. So I know it to be this way. I kill, I make alive. I wound, I heal. Besides me, there is no other God. I mean, that happens in your imagination when you realize it. You can go into your imagination and create right here, right now. Everything in this world was once only imagined. So how do we do that? What's the Christ in us? It's the imagination in us. It's the eternal body in us. Each and every one of us has it. It's a matter of understanding it, realizing it. It's been hidden. It's been hidden on purpose, because when you understand it and when you realize it and when you start mastering it, you can create and have and be and do and experience anything in this world that you want. But if you know this, then guess what? You know God and you're out of control. Like, you can't be controlled. Nobody can control you because you're now in the driver's seat. You're like, okay. And as long as you live by the golden rule and as long as you do no harm, there are no repercussions. I don't care what they've said to you. There is nothing that's bad or good, but thinking makes it so. As long as you do no harm, you're not doing anything wrong. So everything that you've been taught is a lie. You know that. You know that anyway, right? You know that from the schools. You know that from growing up. You know that looking at the world. You know that looking at politics. You know that looking at history. That's why I said, what is Jesus Christ? Because our history has been skewed. I really don't know what to believe. I can't say what's real and what's not. But I know that I don't believe a damn thing that I've heard. I can say that much. And I see a lot that goes on today. And, I don't even know what to believe about that, because I think that there's this huge game being played. And it's a game of good and evil as far as I can understand at this point. I never used to believe that. I never did. I used to, because I think there is only one God, right? I kill, I make alive. So if there's only one God, one power, then that means the devil is within that same power, right? Evil is within that same power. So it becomes a matter of perception, right? So what do you perceive it to be? What do you believe it to be? what do you say to yourself? Do you think that it's not good and evil? I don't know. It seems to be that way by what I see going on all around. If you look at all the rituals that go on during the Super Bowl, during any major event and coliseums, and they're like, it seems that they're harnessing energy from people. There was some Taylor Swift stuff that went on where people were like, they forgot the concert. They like left the concert and they forgot because some ritual had them under such a hypnosis. I don't know. But I mean, it was, a thing. So check into that if you don't believe me. But you know, there's some crazy stuff going on in the world. So it's up to each and every one of us. And we're all connected together. So it's like, the mass consciousness is awakening. And that's the idea. We're here to spread the good word. The good word, what's the good word? The gospel. The gospel is what? The gospel of Jesus Christ, right? Which is to come and say, you'll do greater things than I. We all have that same power, okay? That's what they didn't teach you, because when you realize that and when you know that, then what are you going to do? What's somebody going to do to control you, make you work for money, make you work for, all your energy? You just spend all your energy and give all your energy away on what? Is it good for you? Is it what you want? So you have to stop and say, look, okay, if Jesus Christ is in me and the way to God the Father is through Jesus Christ, then I can use my imagination, if that is Jesus Christ, to create whatever it is that I want in this world with God the Father, co-creation, right? So I ask with faith that it is done, and it's given to me. And how you do that is you go into your imagination and you live in the end. You live as if it's already done, the thing that you want. If you want to be rich, you imagine that you are already rich, and you'll be given prompts and evidence, and the path will be presented to you. Your practice is only to pray ceaselessly. And by prayer, it means to, well, I looked that up yesterday too. I don't have it handy, but um anyway, it's basically speaking. Your words, any words that you speak are a prayer. So what you're saying within your head is a prayer. Um I wanted to go back to this one too. It says, the most important one, answered Jesus, is, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one," which means there is only one God, and that is the creator and the power behind everything. And you have access to that within your imagination when you know that, when you understand that. If you don't understand that, then I'm crazy, and that's fine, but I can tell you from my own experience that I've imagined things and accepted them and watched them show up in my world. And everybody has the same power. And when you first do it, you're like, wait a minute, that was weird. People say it's synchronicity or a coincidence, but there is no such thing as coincidence. And you're like, I was just thinking about that and it showed up. The rubber ducky one is a pretty good one, where you imagine a rubber ducky and you let's just walk through. You imagine a rubber ducky, one of those little yellow rubber duckies. And remember when you were little and you used to have a rubber ducky in the bathtub, or, you know, at a carnival, or you saw the things floating around somewhere? Well, imagine those rubber duckies. Now pick it up and hold it and see it in your mind. Hold it, feel it. And the idea is, in the next 3 days, you're going to run across a rubber ducky somewhere. Um, and they're not that common, but I've done this one before, and I've done it for my own self, and I've seen a rubber ducky, and it's kind of funny. And I don't remember where I got it, but it was a pretty good one, and you can give it a try for yourself. But you have to test yourself. There's a guy named Neville Goddard, and he's who broke all this down for me in a way that I could understand. So if you would like to go further into it, he's got a bunch of lectures. You can go check his stuff out. I've studied it a lot. I studied it extensively for years. I mean, at least an hour a day that I would listen to something of his lectures. So but it's a lot of good stuff, but it's mind-blowing, mind-boggling, and it's, nuts, really. I mean, it's like, the mystery. So, yeah. Does anybody have any questions? It looks like, I pretty much covered it. Just, it sounds crazy, I know, but just know that inside you, your eternal body is your imagination. So when your body dies, that imagination keeps going forever and ever and ever. We're just experiencing it through this human body right here, right now. And we have access to creating the things that we want. And we can live in a heaven on earth when we live by the golden rule and when we direct and manage and master our communication with ourselves and others. Silent, written, or spoken. Use your words. Speak it into existence. Say only that which you want. Focus only on what you want. Make your imaginal acts only those things that you want as if they're already done. That's how you do it. It's a practice, 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 practice. And then I want your feedback, and then share it with your friends. Tell other people, subscribe to the channel because I'm going to talk about this stuff again and again and again in a different kind of way and with stories, different stories, I'm sure. But it's the same thing. It's the same practice. Ask with faith that it is done and it will be given to you. Don't you know that Jesus Christ is in you? Unless, of course, you fail to meet the test. And that's the test. You have to test it for yourself and see. And then you see that Jesus Christ is in you. And then you can share that good news with other people. But in the beginning, maybe don't, keep it to yourself. You're supposed to pray in silence. You're supposed to pray and not tell anybody about it. So when you're imagining these things, don't tell people that you're doing that. They'll think you're crazy. And they have that right. And that's fair enough. But once you do it and you get it, refer them, to a better source or explain it to them yourself, share it with them. That's your obligation at that point. It's a responsibility. I feel it's a responsibility. If you've got it, I would assume that you feel it's a responsibility to share it with other people as well. Thanks for watching. This is Aaron David Spiegel. If you'd like to reach me, my phone number 513-604-5621. You can call me, you can text me. I can help you with your own mantra. That's my gig right there is the mantra. I call it your mantra or your I am statement. And it's like this, sorry. I am, two of the most powerful words for what you put after them shapes your reality. And it says, nobody can say I am for me, which nobody can say I am for you. Nobody can say I am for you except for you. So you say, I am becoming more godly every day. I'm becoming more intelligent every day. I'm becoming happier every day. I'm becoming more joyous every day. You say, and then you imagine. You don't have to imagine with those simple ones like that. You can imagine. I mean, you don't have to. They just come to you. It becomes and it happens. So you see the power of your words immediately. I'm becoming more confident every day. You say that 10 times today. I'm becoming more confident every day. Say it throughout the day. I'm becoming more confident every day. And say it tomorrow. And guess what? I mean, by the end of the day, you're going to be more confident. That's all there is to it. It's the simple one that I get to use because it's so simple. And as soon as you say it, it starts happening. You guys say it. And then you guys say it with confidence, Say it again, say it again, say it again. And you don't have to even say it out loud. You can say it in your mind and change those things that you're saying in your mind because those things that you're saying in your mind are from yesterday. They're from yesteryear. They don't apply to you anymore. You are a new man today. You are a new man today. When you understand and when you know this, you are saved. You have salvation within this realm. But it's up to you to practice. So until the next time, practice, practice, practice. We'll see you on the next stream on the drive live at 5. My name's Aaron David Spiegel. I'm Audi 5000G. Until next time, make it your best day ever.